Welcome to At the Vanguard. We're TB Vanguard, and our motto is for fans by fans. We showcase fans on the front line of the Team 𝙑𝙖𝙣 movement. This podcast is an open forum to discuss current topics as they relate to Chris Brown and his fan base.
Hey, welcome to At the Vanguard. Today is February 18th, 2024, and we'll go ahead and get started. I'm Nikki.
I'm Paula.
And I'm Dee.
All right, OG Team 𝙑𝙖𝙣 Vanguard. This has been, what a week. I mean, finally got the video for
Angel Numbers 10 Toes Down.
It's an amazing video. Nikki, did you get to see it?
I sure did.
What are your impressions?
I liked it. I don't think we've had a video that was mostly just Chris in like a long time. Mm-hmm. I mean, there were obviously parts where he had other people in the group, but it was funny because I hadn't heard the song in a while, so I'm like looking at the video, I'm like, oh, this is nice. And then when the other part kicks, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, this is my song. But my favorite part was the end.
Oh yeah,
because I like the sunrise or sunset rather. It was just a gorgeous way for it to just end, with the whole, just him by himself.
Yeah.
Sunset. So I was more into just the visual.
Right.
The alien girl or whatever. No offense, alien girl.
What about you, Dee?
I loved it. I mean, this is a video we've been waiting for a long time. Mm-hmm. And, when I saw that it was like 5 minutes long, I was like, whoa, I thought it was going to be like more of a performance type video. But it was great to have it be a symbolic video that had so many messages that each time you watch it, you see something different.
Yeah.
And then with it being, a reflection of Chris's, spirituality and some of the things the angel numbers, the chakras, and the grounding and the messages. I thought it was really, really good. And the end, of course, when the babies show up and start, showing him that's what he, is looking forward to or should be looking forward to, and to leave the baggage behind. I thought that was good. What did you think, Paula?
Yeah, that's the way I felt about it. It was like he was carrying all this baggage, and he first had it in the car, and then he ran out of gas, and he still had to drag the bag behind him, and finally there's the scorpion and all these dangers around him, and he just passes out, and he goes through sort of it's almost like he was buried, like he was not through hell, but like a purgatory. And
like a rebirth.
Like a rebirth.
Yeah, definitely
like a demon. But the thing that saves him from the demon is light. And then when he wakes up, now people talk about him waking up in videos. He woke up this time that he wasn't confused like he's usually in videos. He woke up enlightened, right? Totally awake and aware of where he was, and just stood up. And he looked up, and the light that saved him was his children. So I thought it was beautiful, symbolic video. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I think the thing that I've been enjoying besides the video is the reactions to the video. And it's amazing that, we posted a couple on our page, but it's amazing that the men who have the reaction, they all get emotional and start crying at the end because they get caught off guard, And for some, it's, because they have children and they understand what Chris, is going through and has to go through. But a couple of them that were just like single men with no children, it was the children were like childlike reminders of them.
Of them, yes.
And that's where they saw the connection. So and of course, the ones who were doing the reaction video who were women, they were crying too. We were crying. Yeah. I was crying.
Yeah, everybody cried, yeah.
So it touches everybody where they are. And I think that's what's great about it. But I did want to say one thing. The colors are the colors of the chakra that he has to go through. We all have to go through life. So when it went from red with that serpent or whatever the woman was supposed to represent, and then the yellow came, which is like the awakening. That's when he kind of snapped out of it too, and then it led to his children. So I like the way he played with the colors and the symbolism.
Right.
And this is probably one of the ones that I could always go back and look at over and over again, and not be a performance.
Yes, it's really like watching a little mini movie. More than even some of the others that have been movies. And he's had movie like videos, but this one was it had a lot of, because that's how I felt about Warm Embrace, was like cinematic like that, and this one was definitely and just
so much. And so funny is like when he wakens up and he like it sort of like exhales the symbols of life, right? If you look at the video when he does that, the time on the video is 444.
Oh,
so it's like, okay,
very intentional.
Yeah, very
keeping that theme alive.
And that's what Listerman was saying too. So he was saying that it was a mini movie from Andrew Listerman, who helped do the editing and on the video.
Okay, in angel numbers, 444 means love, support, and guidance from your angels, clarity, evolution, decisiveness, and stability. So that's what that rebirth gave him, all of that. So that's why the 444. That's really great.
So 444, the circles of life that he exhaled, right? And then he turns and then he's going to his family. So very symbolic, and
this is one of the best ones in a long time. Wonderful.
I think any of his videos that have like an emotional attachment or an emotional that response that the viewers get, sort of like Don't Judge Me. Those are like classics for me. Those are the classics for me.
Yes, but this is one you can watch over and over again and still see something different each time.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I didn't see the smoke ring with the, what's it called? The something of life.
Circles of life.
Circles of life. That's what it's called. Yeah. And when I saw that, I didn't see it the first time. I noticed it the second time. It just looked like smoke to me the first time. So that's why you go back and watch and see what you missed. But you see when he's on the ground, the chakras align themselves. It's like they're aligning themselves.
Right in the beginning.
And showing them the path that he has to go, right?
Right.
So that's why the colors were like the blues and the greens.
Right.
And that's also why his back was like to the moon and all that. All that was everything was symbolic, every frame practical.
Yes. And intentional, and nothing was accidental. It was like really well thought out and well executed. Yeah, this is really one of the best. Well, so I recommend everybody go watch it again. We have it in our story with the link, but I need to redo it because I wish you could pin things in story, but I'll go back in and put it in because I really want people to be able to just, click the button and just go right to it. People who may not have seen it. So, and I put a lot of hashtags in it. So
and also look at some of the reaction videos that we also retweeted. That kind of break down the symbolism. So you could see what, the things that you might not be aware of and what some of those things mean.
I think I'm going to maybe put the link in the story also. That's another good thing.
I got like two, Paula, that there's two that have great explanations. So I could make sure that I put those back into the DM for you, okay?
Oh, great. I appreciate that. Yeah. That would be good. But now the final thing, of course, we talked about the controversy this week. Of course, what would we be without controversy? Chris shared with us the email that he got from NBA inviting him to play. It's not like he contacted them. They contacted him, and they asked him to play in the Celebrity All-Star game. Great. And he's done it before. That's the crazy part of it. He's played in that game. Anyway, then they come right back and they go, oh, we're having problems. Our sponsor, Ruffles, doesn't want you involved. We won't be able to work that out. So, we'll have to disinvite you, basically. And, invite him to sit courtside. So of course they could still get, engagement from his presence there. No, sir. No. You will not use my stardom. You recognize that he's a star and that he would draw people in. But if it doesn't make you any, I don't know. But anyway, I know people say, oh, they're standing on business. No, they should have done that before. They should have vetted with their sponsors before they contacted anybody. So but
part of it too is that, Ruffles is the one who provides the MVP award to the best player for the game. And I think they would have been okay with it if they didn't think Chris had a chance of winning the MVP.
Oh, yeah.
So, their name on it, their brand, all of a sudden they're having misgivings. But I think the irony of the whole thing is for them to come back and say on their social media page, "Oh, we found out about it at the same time." They came back and had receipts to show that was a lie. So,
Right.
Yeah,
they really backpedaled.
And then I think it was so surprising to see rap chips come in. Rap snacks come into the conversation with solutions, saying, "Hey, we should be doing this next year." And hey, Chris, give us a call.
Right.
So it should be a reminder to brands that you really need to vet who it is that you're having, represent you. Like, okay, they should have vetted Chris if that was the case.
Right.
But at the same time, the NBA should also look at who they have as sponsors, and do they represent the population that is actually participating in that event. The NBA is mostly black,
Mm-hmm.
Most of the fans are black, but then you're going to have, and they don't have a problem with Chris, so because they know he's a good basketball player. So you can let some mainstream brand, I'll be polite, mainstream brand dictate on a sport that they don't really have any understanding of? Nah, not on our part.
Right. And Team Breezy came out, they came back smoking this time. It's been a minute, but they came out smoking.
They came out in force.
Yeah.
On Twitter, they even had the names of the 3 brands of chips that they're going to have Chris roll out. They named them and had the flavors and everything. So.
Wow. Rap stacks.
It is so funny. The funniest thing I saw was somebody said, having Chris Brown argue with Potato Chip. That was not on my bingo card for 2024.
They didn't expect it. But I'll tell you one good outcome of it. A lot of the blogs have reposted, because Chris posted the video right after that exchange on his Instagram, or the clip, and a lot of these blogs have reposted that. So it's gotten more attention on the video, which is the real, story this week. That video. So I'm glad to see that. Did you say he went from number 14 or number 11 trending to number 1 trending?
Yeah. And then another thing too, of course, it's content and fodder for blogs and social media. And on YouTube, they have so many posts, I guess that's what you'll call it, of people talking about how Chris was disrespected by Ruffles. And, the publicity is not something that Ruffles should have wanted anyway.
Right.
Basically shut down their social media pages, and then also made them look bad, and then gave Rap Snacks free publicity.
I know. For people who've never heard of them, yes.
Exactly.
That was good. Now, one thing I did see, this is what I wanted to say. Somebody brought up this girl was defending him and saying, we're not defending this black man that's being attacked. And this one was like, oh, please. Once he stood up for black women, he's dating all these different women. I was like, I didn't say anything. I didn't reply. But what I want to say here and now is don't worry about who's dating. Look at how he lives. Whose career did he save from when Rich Girl broke up? All these other girls and Rich Girl, who did he give a career? 7. And when she was very new, he had her as his opening act, and her career blew up. Tyler, nobody ever heard of Tyler before she opened for him in Europe, and now she's got her first Grammy. I mean, he definitely does things for black women, for sure, without question. So talk is cheap, and dating is meaningless. That's when you actually take some action. He did things for these women. So yeah, I don't really want to hear that.
Well, I mean, the thing is when there's no point that they can prove, or their point is shown to be incorrect, they go for something else. They move the goalposts every time for Chris.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just another day, another fake story that people are going to make based on some facts that Chris presented on how he was being treated and how he was being played and how they were trying to play in his face, and he wasn't going to have it. So, I just think that Ruffles, they blew it completely they should have just not said anything,
right.
And then finally maybe made a statement that would be after the fact, but for them to come back and say something, then that not be true.
Right.
It has no credibility, so I don't know.
Well, as long as, Chris is going to always come out shining because he's a star. He's, let's get remember the song Graffiti. My name is already written on the wall. You can't erase it. And it's a fact.
Well, but it's also a reminder for us, too, that when people try and play in our faces and act like we're stupid or we should be grateful for the crumbs they give us, that we stand on 10 toes, too, and stand on business and say, hey, you're not going to play me. You're going to treat me a certain way. Or if you're going to come this way, don't come at all. So it's just a reminder that even what we got to go through,
Just in life, yeah. Well, we're just glad that, Chris has come out on top as usual and made this amazing video. We hope everybody goes and gives it a look again and again and again. Get the views up. So,
and it's also good to see the fan base come together.
Yes.
Yes.
As a united front.
As a united front, yes.
It's about dang time.
Yes, it's been a long time.
We got put back into the crew of the Barbs and the Beehive.
Right.
We got our spot back, so
people forgot about us. People forgot how strong Team Breezy was. They lost that fear of us because
they're playing in our faces, right?
Yeah. Because there was a time we won all the fan awards.
We want all the smoke. I like when Chris said that Team Breezy got in their ass. We should have did.
And they turned off them comments, and they couldn't take the heat. They just could not take the heat. So hey, Team Breezy, shout out Team Breezy coming in on force. Yes. Mm-hmm. All right, Nikki, you want to take us on out?
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining with us tonight. We'll catch you guys soon. Have a great night, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on this episode, and we hope you'll join us again at the Vanguard.